Hey, Karen.
Hey, Christine, how are you, chef?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm doing great. It is so good to be with you as we begin our march towards Protect Week. Yes,
This
and
is a big deal, right?
this is a huge deal. We need protection against all those criminals out there. And I think a great way to start out with protection is to have like awesome food, surround yourself with awesome food so that you're fortified and you're ready to take on those crappy criminals.
That's so great. Well, I do know that June is a big deal in the AARP world because of Protect Week. And I guess we could say we were looking how to tie this all in. So I guess
Mhm.
we're protecting our health today with my
Yes.
Mediterranean chopped salad.
Yep.
So that's what we'll do to kind of kick it off because when is Protect Week this year?
It's from June 10th to June 17th, and it always coincides with World Elder Abuse Awareness Day, which is always on June 15th every year.
Okay,
So
I have
the
to say, I just think it's awful that we have to have an elder abuse awareness day.
yeah,
Yeah. But
that's the kind of the world we live in. But abuse has always been an issue in our world. At least now we acknowledge the issues around abuse a lot more, especially with regard to finances. What I've been telling people is that when scammers start attacking your accounts and draining them, they're really attacking the very heart of your survival, especially
yeah.
if you're 60s, 70s, and 80s and you're out of the workforce and then you've got to go back into the workforce. What are you supposed to do? Or you want to leave a
Yeah.
legacy for your kids and grandkids, but then there is no legacy or there are health
Yeah.
issues and
Uh,
no money to pay for the health care that you need. So
well,
yeah, it's serious.
this is such an important week. I actually love doing this for June because I do know, as somebody who has been terrified of falling into some sort of scam, or when my mom was alive, I was always so worried about her. That
Mhm.
was just because she was so great, but she just wasn't, 100% cognizant of what was going on. So
But
there's
even if
that.
you are cognizant, it can happen. I mean, it has nothing to do with how smart you are.
No.
It really has to do with how vulnerable you are at a particular moment, how distracted you are, or what else is going on. And so anybody can be caught up in a scam.
They can. I know. All right. Well, let me turn the tables and let
Yes.
me talk to you a little about what I'm going to do here because I have started this course to get certified in kind of food as medicine sort of thing. And I'm doing it through my local community college. It's for food professionals, and I have to say it's ruining my whole life because I'm learning I mean, like I know the basics, but I'm
Mhm.
learning so much and I'm looking at everything now. And there's kind of this choice between I know you're a very healthy eater, but for me, it's like, how healthy am I going to go? Right? What am I going to do? So I thought, we're starting to warm up a little. It is the perfect early summer day here
Yeah.
in Maryland. And I thought, I'm going to make a chopped salad that is based on Mediterranean diet principles and fills you up. It's got some stickage for your ribs,
Mhm.
right? But keeping it healthy-ish. So right here, I'm just making a quick red wine vinaigrette, a little bit of shallot because I love some shallot, some red wine vinegar, olive oil, salt, and pepper. That's it. Now, if you
That
like,
sounds like a scam, Chef Christine. Are you sure that's a total
that's it. I promise, no scam here. Now, if you
Okay.
want, you could use lemon instead of your vinegar. But truthfully, I was thinking it's a little more economical to use red wine vinegar. So you do what you like. If you decide to use this, a lemon as your acid, you could always zest in a little bit of the lemon zest for a kick up in your
Mm.
flavor. And that's it. And you saw how I poured that oil in, right?
Yes, you
As
drizzled
I
it
was
in very
whisking,
nicely.
as I was whisking. And what that does is that helps form an emulsification. And I'm going to add
Exactly.
just a little tiny bit of more vinegar. And I'm doing it in my glass bowl so you guys can all see it. I will do this in whatever I'm serving it in to save myself a bowl.
Mhm.
Super important. And we're going to do some good chopped veggies here. So check it out. I have tomatoes. We all know the tomato trick where we're going to take the 2 plates and we're going to pop those tomatoes in there.
No, I didn't know about that trick.
You don't know this trick? Look at
No,
this.
I just slice them one at a time. Silly me.
No. Oh, Karen. Look, I've got you, girl. I've got you. Check this out. I'll do another one. These are from the farmer's market. I don't know where they got them because they must be hothouse. There's no way we're growing gorgeous tomatoes like this right now.
They
So
look
you
really
take,
good.
they're really good. They're red the whole way through. You take 2 plates and you put your tomatoes, and you can do this with whatever you want to cut and make smaller. And then you cut through and you've got everything cut in half.
Yum.
How easy is that?
That's really easy.
I know. But I want this to be a bit smaller. So I'm going to actually go in and just kind of roughly chop these guys now that I got them so they're not going to roll all over the place. Because with a chopped salad, I always like to think that you could go in and scoop it up with something if you wanted, right?
Mhm. You sure
Like,
could.
what would you use as a scooper? Because I'll bet you I'd never find you snacking on a tortilla chip.
No, not a tortilla chip, but I found these great crackers called Top Seeds crackers. They don't have
Okay.
any grains in them. They're all seeds. It's like almond
Oh,
flour with pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, sunflower seeds. So I've been buying those. So I would scoop up some tomatoes with that, or maybe a lettuce cup,
yeah.
like a Boston lettuce leaf.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking like lettuce cup sort of thing. But with this, I just like my tomatoes. This is so, all right, I'm a little weird, but you knew that. I like if you put a tomato on a sandwich, no, absolutely not. I cannot do it. I hate it. I'll take it off and it just feels wrong to me. But if you chop it
Well,
up, I'm all in.
if you chop it up, okay. So if you put the tomato on a sandwich, it's sort of like somebody calling you and saying, "Hey, you just won the lottery. Here's a tomato sandwich." And then you go,
No,
"No, I didn't. That's a
no,
scam." See
no.
what I did there? See how I said we're because we're in the desperate part of the program now where I'm trying to find some way to work this in.
No. I think this is so good. All right, you ready? It's no scam. I'm going to add some cannellini beans because I love these. I used to always be a bean hater, but now I'm a bean lover, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I have got some cucumber, and I'm going to do. My husband picked up a cucumber yesterday, and he got your basic cucumber. I really like those um, cucumbers that don't have the seeds in them. I'm like a
Mhm.
cucumber princess. That's what it is. I know it's so ridiculous.
You're a
Isn't
cucumber
it?
princess. Is
I'm a
that a
cucumber
thing?
princess. Yeah. Ask my husband. He will say yes, that is for sure a thing. All right. So I put stripes in it by using my peeler part way. And you can see the seeds are flying, Karen.
I see that.
Seeds are flying. With these guys, you always got to take these seeds out. They're just watery. They're not like your good seed crackers. Now, listen, while I start dicing this, are there any special events for Protect Week that are coming up?
Oh, so many special events. I'm so glad you asked, Chef Christine. It's
Hit
like we
me.
worked this out in advance. Well, on June 1st, we have our cooking class, where we're
Oh,
going to be
that's
talking
me.
about that's you. More things fraud. We're going to be talking about more things anti-fraud and prevention, steps that people can take. We'll have a whole
Nice.
hour, and people from all over the country can join in and get some tips and learn a great recipe from you, because I think we're having what, Greek meatballs and some
Yeah,
other things. And
we're gonna do
ooh,
Greek chicken meatballs and an olive oil cake and a little bit of
yes.
tzatziki sauce in an hour.
Yum, yum, yum.
I
I'm
got
ready. I'm
this.
coming
I got
hungry.
this.
So we're doing that, and we have our teletown hall on June 6th, where we'll have experts from the FBI and the Better Business Bureau, and one other expert, and the name escapes me right now. But we will have experts talking about different things related to fraud prevention, giving tips. People can call in live with questions. So that'll be great. That'll be June 6th. And then as of June 10th, we will have our kickoff press conference. And we'll have officials from all over the state of Maryland talking about fraud prevention. We'll have other people, including a person who actually experienced a fraud event, and she'll be talking about her experience. So, and she's just so brave. So we're really excited to have her, and to sort of, give people a real good idea of what kind of support is out there from AARP and other organizations. So we'll be talking about that. We'll have shred events all during the week, all over Maryland, including Frederick, I think.
Yeah.
And we'll also have social media interviews. I'll be doing several, and Ted Meyerson will be doing social media interviews with different experts to talk about different aspects of fraud prevention. So just go to
Fantastic.
aarp.org /MD, and you can find out the whole schedule.
Love that. And I have to say, I think it is important not just for folks who are of the age to be AARP members, but I think this is really important if you have a relative. If I think staying aware is such a huge part of this.
Mm-hmm.
Remind
Yeah.
me on Saturday, and I know you've heard it, but remind me on Saturday, and I will tell you about the scam that was that close to getting me.
Mm-hmm.
That close. And I like to think of myself as smart and reasonable and together, and I still was an inch from getting in it.
Because these criminals don't care about how smart you are. They make an emotional connection. Everyone
Yes.
is everyone is vulnerable, because every human has emotions that can be accessed at some point in time. That's why it doesn't matter how smart you are.
You
So,
know, we have a code word in our family so
oh,
that,
right.
those crazy things about you get a call from your son, but it's not your son.
Right.
So they all think I'm nuts, but whatever.
No, do the code word, something that does not appear on social media.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something that's not known. I mean, there are things about my childhood that only somebody in my family would know about. And
Yes.
if the code word has to do with that, yeah, especially
Yeah.
with artificial intelligence, it's really good to have a code word, because you don't know who you're hearing. You don't know who's talking to you. You don't know who's calling you. You just don't
Right.
know. You have to verify.
Right. All right. I'm going to verify that I'm putting this parsley that I just picked from my
Well,
garden.
that looks like cilantro. Are you sure that's
No,
parsley?
I am. The cilantro was right beside it. It has a softer leaf. So I have this, and I wanted to tell you because I tossed those cannellini beans in there. Canned beans have tons of sodium in them.
Yes.
So I rinsed them in cold water to help. That helps reduce your sodium a little bit. So what we've got here is when I lived in New York City, I worked on Fifth Avenue at like 18th Street. And I used to walk the whole way up to Herald Square they had like a shopping center there that did these giant salads. And I would always get this salad with red wine, vinaigrette, and tuna and pasta and all this good stuff. So this is a riff on that, only without the pasta and instead doing those beans in there. I like the
Nice.
tuna because I want to up that protein for
Yes.
myself. And I do tuna packed in water. I really like tuna packed in oil, but I just drained it really well. So we've got that red wine vinegar. We've got the cucumber, we've got the beans, we've got the tomatoes, we've got parsley, and then I'm just gonna flake in some of the tuna. I try not to get too crazy because I like the big chunks. And that is how simple this recipe is. And here's the best part, because I'm not using like a green leaf lettuce or anything like that in here, this is going to stay for a couple of days in the
Oh,
fridge,
nice.
no problem. So you don't have to
Nice.
panic about how much you're making, right? Because that's one of the things I'm really focused on, not doing huge meals that go to waste. So
Mhm.
this is something that my husband will have for dinner. I'm going out tonight. I'll have it for lunch today. And check this out. Look how gorgeous this is.
Oh
Now
my
look at
god,
that.
that looks
We're right on
amazing.
time.
That looks
Perfect.
amazing, Hey, let me ask you a quick question. You
Yeah.
said, drain the cannellini beans to reduce sodium content. Would you recommend soaking them? And if so, for how long?
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're using, excuse me, dried beans, that's the best way to avoid the sodium. I actually would take the dried beans, soak them overnight, and then I'd cook them the next day.
Okay.
I use canned because easy breezy, baby. But
Mhm.
if you wanted to go with dried beans, totally. And if you have a pressure cooker, you can cook beans like that.
I have a pressure cooker.
I love it. I love it. So listen, in our class on Saturday, remind me so I can tell you about
Oh, I
that
will
scam story because you're going
it's
to want it.
it's burrowed into my favorite little brain to ask. Yes.
Fantastic. So I can't wait. There's still time for folks to register
Yes.
for Saturday's class. Totally free. Thanks, AARP Maryland. Totally free class. We're going to be going 100 miles an hour during this one. And I can't wait to see everyone there.
I can't wait either. This is gonna be so much fun and so helpful as we, get those scammers out of our kitchens and out of our lives and,
Heck yeah.
yep, 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 yep. We're gonna cook 'em to death.
Thanks so much, Karen.
Thank